3 breaths in through the nose, 1 breath out through the mouth.
These students here at Hoover Elementary in West Oakland are learning more than just reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Through the nose, 1 breath out through the mouth, warrior breath.
Adimu Madyun is teaching them breathing as a way to stay out of trouble.
We've been conditioned to believe that the punitive model is one that's best.
We listen like.
But Hoover is moving away from a punitive model. Last year, they did not suspend any students.
And a lot of times what we found out is this doesn't necessarily fix the problem. It's almost like just putting a Band-Aid over a bigger cut, that once the Band-Aid comes off, the cut is still there.
Second grader Armand Gobar describes a situation that could have gotten him and his friend into big trouble.
My friend, I thought he took my my coin, so I got mad and I said, "Give my stuff." I was like, "I don't have it, I don't have it." And then I said, "Give it to me because I know you have it." And then Justin, he said that he knows that he didn't have it. He had it, and then I got mad. I walked out of class.
Storming out of class would normally call for a trip to the principal's office, but Madyun gets students to talk through their problems.
What's one thing that you could do to make a more respectful class?
Black students are suspended more than other races in California. A recent report shows black students made up nearly 25% of suspensions in 2013, even though they make up less than 10% of student enrollment across the state. 2 years ago, California stopped suspending students in kindergarten to 3rd grade for willful defiance. That means talking back to a teacher or not following directions. Last year, Hoover Elementary started doing things differently. It's called restorative justice.
How do we speak from our heart?
What the restorative model does is try and attempt to restore the damage that was done so that the person that was harmed feels comfortable and feels that the person that harmed them is coming from a genuine place.
Gobar said a restorative circle with his friend calmed him down after the coin incident.
After I take my breaths, I'm able to do all of my work.
Man, I can't protect you if you're being weak.
Madyun's lessons are also keeping older students from getting suspended. He leads a black men's support group called Determination. Every Wednesday, they discuss solutions to personal problems, sort of like a restorative circle. Brian Robinson is a 12th grader down the street from Hoover at McClymonds High School. He got suspended a lot in elementary school.
Some of the reasons why I got in trouble in elementary is I would have a fight. A lot of kids didn't like me in elementary.
Why?
I don't know. I was a square.
Robinson still gets in trouble from time to time, but he doesn't get suspended. That's because last year, Oakland Unified School District, or OUSD, extended the state's willful defiance rule to 12th grade.
When children are in school versus out of school, that means they have greater access to curriculum, and that in turn leads to better academic outcomes.
But some districts are lagging behind. Just a few miles away in Richmond, California, teachers can still suspend students in middle and high school for defiance, and some students are fed up.
This policy is important to me because I don't want any more of the students of this community to be missing days of their education due to minor offenses.
Lizbeth Gonzalez spoke out at the school board meeting this month. Her brother, a high school student, got suspended just a week before the meeting.
The incident was that my brother talked back to a teacher, and me and my family, we know that that was disrespectful, and he understands that now. We talked to him about it, how it was disrespectful to talk back to a teacher, but we feel extremely upset that he was taken away from his right of being sitting in a classroom just due to that minor offense.
Richmond School Board approved a resolution to phase out willful defiance for middle school next year and for high school in 2019. But Gonzalez says that's not soon enough.
We think that this is impacting students right now, and we want a solution right now.
What is the overall objective for us as young black men? What are they trying to condition us to do?
Back at Determination, Madyun says there's a direct link between who gets suspended and who winds up behind bars.
And so when we talk about the school to prison pipeline. The school plays an important part on that because we know that they determine how many beds they're going to make from the prison with 3rd and 2nd grade test scores.
The 2010 Bureau of Justice statistics shows black men in the U.S. are 6 times more likely to be incarcerated than white men. For young men like Robinson, options outside of school are limited.
Like people like me now, like kids from the hood now, they either selling drugs or hitting licks, like robbing people.
So what that says is that we have a wonderful opportunity to disrupt that. And we can't do that with the same model that they're using. Their model is a punitive one. So how are we going to disrupt that by being punitive ourselves?
But OUSD isn't perfect. Robinson said even though students don't get suspended as much, teachers still kick them out of class for talking back or fooling around.
The teacher would be like, get out and don't come back. You're not welcome to my class anymore.
So teachers have the right under Ed Code to suspend a student from their classroom for the current day plus 1 extra day. But there's paperwork that has to be completed, parents have to be notified, and the teacher is responsible providing work for the student to complete while they are out of their classroom for that class period.
Schools in other cities like Washington, D.C. and Miami have also reported suspensions going down. In most cases, students are still sent home for acting out, but it wasn't marked as a suspension. Clancy says that was a problem OUSD addressed as well.
We had been hearing, and this is not this year or last year, it was several years ago, that that might be happening, and but we couldn't confirm or deny, so we wanted to just make sure that the practice stopped. Just sending them home for behavior reasons is not permitted under our discipline policies.
Although imperfect, Matt Yoon sees the restorative justice model as a step forward.
So all I could hope for is that some of the seeds that we plant, around restorative justice, may I plant them in a way that they sprout in your creative mind so that you can see the benefit of it. And I think that's that's my responsibility.
Who that? Somebody called me.
California lawmakers are revising the suspensions bill to eliminate willful defiance for K through 12 throughout the entire state. They plan to vote on it early next year.